What up, gamers?
Hello and welcome to the Nomads of Fantasy podcast. This is our catch-up episode for the month of October 2024. Just got done with the spooky season. Now we're rolling right into Christmas. I feel like Christmas is right around the corner. It's fucking crazy.
Hey, pump the brakes on that Christmas time.
Dude, after Halloween, it's Christmas time.
No.
Listen.
Give us a week. Give us 2 weeks, something. Just
Walmart
whatever.
has like Christmas shit out in like the beginning of October now. It's insane. I don't know.
Accurate.
People are all in, but yeah, we got Thanksgiving to go. I love Thanksgiving, so I'm looking forward to that. But we are in full swing, about to be in the holiday season. So we just got done with the spooky month. We'll see if we have any spooky things to catch up on. But as always, I have with me Dave.
Heidi ho, neighbors. Welcome, internet.
Heidi ho, and I have Brandon.
Player 3 has entered the conversation.
Player 3. All right. Well, let's see what these players have been up to this past month.
What up, players?
What up, players? What up, gamers? All right. I'm starting. I'm hosting. I'm going first.
All right.
All right, what you got over there?
Little Astrobot update. This will be pretty quick, but I platinumed it. I finished it. I platinumed it. Got all the trophies. Fucking loved it. Now,
was that easy to accomplish?
Yes, it was pretty easy. There was like 2 trophies that I had to like look up on how to get them, just because like they were sort of obscure, but overall pretty easy. Basically, if you just collect all the bots, get all the puzzle pieces, unlock all the shit, then you're pretty much like 90% of the way there. There's just a couple little quirky things you have to do, like take pictures with certain characters, stuff like that. So
that's weird.
Like certain bots and stuff. But
it's very, very particular.
Yeah. That was great. I had a blast. But now they are every week, starting like I think it was like 3 weeks ago was the first one, but they've been releasing speedrunning levels, one each week for 5 weeks. And so I've been getting into that a little bit. I haven't played because there was a 3rd level that came out last week. So that today, actually, the 4th level came out. So I haven't played those 2, but I was really into the first 2, just like competing and getting times. Because in another Discord, there's like a group of us that are sort of competing with each other for times there. So I was getting into it, like full on speed running strats, like looking up like the world record time and seeing like the different strategies and stuff, and like weird because I've never really done this sort of speed running before, but after you do it for a while, your like muscle memory starts to kick in and you start to get into like a weird like flow state almost, and then you get your best time, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just a cool rush that I've never really experienced before.
You never did this with Nintendo games?
The game, right?
Yeah, you have to beat the game to unlock the next the speedrunning levels. Yes. But no,
I've been dabbling myself a little bit. I'm the helper. It was my kid's birthday and he wanted Astrobot. So 8-year-old put that game down in like 4 to 5 days. It was just like, just pounded his way through the whole thing. Now he's doing the trophy hunting and all that kind of stuff too. So maybe I'll have to become friends on there so I can get in there a little bit. It seems pretty standard. I still feel kind of weirdly markety. I think I know why. It's kind of cool, but like the controller being in it all the time, and like the hardware of the game being in the game. But rebuilding the PS5 is kind of cool, and they do so many like cool. I'm a sucker for particle effects.
Yeah, man.
But they particle effects with like ball pits and all sorts of like random little stuff. It's very finely polished. It's very nice, very fun to play.
Yeah, definitely. And it's nice because they do an old school thing. I feel like you don't really see this as much in games anymore. It's usually more focused on the profiles on the system itself, but like having different slots, like save slots within the game. Because like in Astrobot, I think there's like 3 or 4 different save slots. So like, your son could be doing one, and then if you wanted to start your own game, you could just pop in another another slot there, which I feel like that's a very like old school way to handle, different profiles on games. Like I feel like now it's tied to like your actual, profile on your PlayStation or Xbox. So I don't know. It's just a little thing. But yeah, I've been having fun with that. Like I said, it's quick. Don't want to spend too much time on it, but I've been
A big hit this year,
having a
man.
great time with it. It's probably up there for my
Testament to
game
the
of the week,
quality
game
of
of
the
the
game.
year. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
All right,
Nice.
who's next? Dave, what do you got over there?
This one I think we all played. It's a game called COD Blops.
I'm sorry,
or,
what?
COD Blops.
I'm sorry, what?
Call of Duty Black
Oh,
Ops.
Black Ops. I'm sorry.
6.
That's right. That's right. You guys aren't real gamers.
Blop
you don't
6.
get it. You don't get Blop 6, bro. Yeah, Call of Duty. I think we've all played this, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean,
In one
I
form or
really,
another.
yeah, I played it with you guys
Okay.
that one night, but I do want to check out the campaign because I've been hearing nothing but good things.
Yeah, those good things are correct. I mean, we've all played Call of Duty before. The multiplayer
It's more
is
Call of Duty.
the
It's I
multiplayer is
haven't.
more Call of Duty. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good Call of Duty though. It's an
Yeah.
on year for
Yeah.
it. Yeah, the multiplayer is fun. The campaign is really good. They're doing some cool stuff with the campaign where they're kind of like, I'm at an area where I'm in just like a big open world and I just drive around and I do missions like it's a Far Cry level. Like I'm driving around and taking out encampments and bases and stuff like that. And then
Well, you're pretty far in the story because I'm not experiencing. What I'm experiencing is very like you go to the mansion, you go to the board, and you pick a level,
yeah,
and then
I
I
think I'm
just
through
do the
like
level.
I think I'm through
I don't have any
4.
open world experience like Far Cry going on with what I'm
Well,
playing. I'm like
I've heard
4
the
missions
mission
in.
structure is varied throughout the entire game, which is exciting to me because I mean,
Okay.
a lot of Call of Duty's campaign, it's very cinematic on rails, like go through these hallways, shoot dudes, and then you get a cutscene.
Hey,
But
there's a
Yeah.
door. Let me guess. I'm the one that's gonna breach it, cut the slow motion, and shoot the guys in the room. That is a staple. But like, I
Just
don't feel anything different with I'm 4 missions into it. I don't feel like it's any different structure wise. And I
yeah.
played the
Well,
last game, Cold War.
there's a mission I had where you go into it's like a political party thing, and you have like, all
Yeah,
right,
I'm there. I'm
you can
doing
do
that. You're getting
this, you can do
cameras with
this,
your
you can do this, you can do like
yeah,
3 different things. It gives you a little
yeah.
bit of a branching.
It's the poor man's version of like variable like ways of handling this level. Yeah, you can like go to the bar and cue like voice lines from this person, and they will guide you to that room. Or like I because I did. What did you
It's
do in
not a
that?
gun hallway though. They give you they're doing some stuff.
I don't know.
I
I
mean, you
feel
can
like it's not like in game where like there's multiple things happen and like you can decide in it like you're literally they're like proposing a screen that says like what do you want to do and you like
it's like an actual like
it's not
ops mission.
RPG.
It's like an ops mission where you're like, all right, you can do this, you can do this, or you can go up the ladder, you can go in the fire escape, or you can go this one. You can't just
Fair.
like,
That is cool. Sitting at the table, talking to have the conversation. That's
yeah,
fair.
it's good.
I mean,
It's
in terms of Call of Duty campaigns, it sounds much more varied,
yeah,
especially than recent entries.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
they're not.
I would say you played RPG games, though. You don't expect like
I mean,
that level
I
of
don't
like
think
No.
Mass
anybody's
Effect. Don't
expecting
expect
that
Mass Effect.
for a Call of Duty game.
I think it's doable though.
It's
I
not
think it's
Dragon
doable.
Age. Like,
It's
Right. Well, fair.
doable, but like with an 8-hour campaign, I don't think they're gonna lean that far into
Is it
something
only
like
8
that.
hours?
That's
Yeah,
what I've heard. Yeah.
they're pretty short on it. Yeah.
it's fun. It's more like you said. It's more Call of Duty. Like we don't need to belabor anything. It's a good
Good.
year.
I will say,
Zombies seems fun. Multiplayer's fun. Campaign's good.
I was very impressed. Like I told you guys the one night that we all played together. I didn't want to download that shit because I didn't want to clear out my entire Xbox. So I streamed it over xCloud, and I was very impressed that I was actually able to. I mean, wasn't doing amazing because I'm not. I mean, I'm not that good in the first place, and I did feel slight lag. But like, I mean, Call of Duty is like one of the more twitchy shooters, anyways. So like, me actually being able to be somewhat competitive over cloud streaming a first-person shooter,
Yeah.
I was very impressed that I was actually able to do that. So. It's definitely come
Yeah.
a ways since when it first launched, but yeah, as long as you have a good stable internet connection, it's a decent way to go if you don't want to fucking clear 100 gigs on your Xbox.
Is your Xbox hardwired or wireless?
I was wireless too. I was over
Okay,
Wi-Fi.
damn,
Yep.
nice.
Wow, dude,
Yep.
that's
I
impressive.
usually, yeah, if I start seeing like the scan lines going down and like chunky images getting cleaned up, like I'm
I
downloading
didn't.
a JPEG in 1992.
Yeah, I didn't have any of
Uh,
that.
yeah, that's usually it. Oh, nice. That's good. All right, that's enough blops for me.
Flops.
Brandon, what do you got over there? Over there.
I got 2 shows and then a couple games here, but let me just hit on these 2 shows real quick. The Bear. I just want to say The
Fuck
Bear is
yeah,
great.
it's awesome,
If
man.
you
Yeah.
haven't watched it, check it out. I will say it's the most stressful show
Oh
I've
yeah.
ever seen, and I have to kind of like
It's like
mentally prepare myself literally before I turn it on. I was watching it with my wife. We had
it's
a
like
great
kitchen
time.
life.
I think it's 3 seasons. I think the second season is my favorite season. I feel like the third season was kind of aimless, but high quality,
It's a
performances
general
and
consensus. Some people didn't
Okay.
like the third season. I still really liked it, but I think it was the weakest of the three.
it just lands. It lands where it's like I don't know what you're trying to tell me, kind of thing. So I don't want to give anything away, but I was just like, man, I don't know if
Yeah,
you're trying to tell me something.
I
I
mean,
just
it
missed it.
focuses on.
I watched it.
I mean, it focuses heavily on like I don't want to
The
give any spoilers.
self-destructiveness of
Yeah,
the self-destructiveness of the family who is behind the name of the Bear restaurant.
right.
They're all self-destructive. Like they're all fine people, but they cannot enjoy a good thing, and they look to destroy what they have. They cannot. They're just very. They just like to create chaos, and they put themselves in environments that allow that. And we all know these people. It's a very relatable show. Like you don't know somebody specifically like the people in the Bear, but they are
Hopefully
relatable
not.
because you've encountered that. But you've encountered that version in some capacity. It's like, yeah, why is this person like this? Like, and these people are those people. So they put it in a cooking show environment. It's good.
Is it
It's
in
good. But anyways,
Philly? Is
it
that where it takes place?
takes place
Chicago,
in Philadelphia.
Okay, yeah.
Chicago.
Uh,
Is it? Oh,
Chicago.
okay, nice.
Yes, because it's the beef in Chicago
Yep.
first, and then they changed it to the Bear. But what I really wanted to talk about was a show I discovered on Amazon Prime. Very random find, no marketing. I'm like, what is the edge of sleep? And I'm like, so I go and I type it up on the internet, and people say Amazon Prime shadow drops edge of sleep, and it's the guy behind it is Mark Clear. Is that how you say his name? Mark Clear.
Mark
He's
Clear?
a he's a video. He's like a PewDiePie. He's like a gamer streamer who got a big following, and he ended up getting into producing this short series on Amazon.
Hmm.
He's
Okay,
like a
cool.
streamer turned actor. You've seen Mark Clear. I think that's how you say his name. His gamer or whatever his online tag is, but um, he made this series, and it's a good series. He's in it. He's the lead actor. He's not great,
Yeah,
but
Wait,
he's
it's all
not
one
gotta
word.
unwatchable.
love that.
Markiplier?
But he's not unwatchable. It's not unwatchable. Like his performance is fine because the people around him got to actually are pretty solid actors. So, but here's the concept. It's like 20-minute episodes. I think it's only 6 episodes. 20-minute, 6 episodes, and
That's a
it's
quick
basically
binger.
around these 4 characters. What happens is in the first episode, this main character and his coworker work a third shift, and they're like, "Yo, it's late. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. Let's go. Let's just leave work early because like nobody's gonna see us leave. Let's go to that party." So they go to the party, and they're hanging out, and people are wrapping up their party. Most people are passed out, but there's a couple dudes awake and something like, "Yo, what's up?" And they're just like, "Oh, we've just been hanging out," and they realize that somebody passed out is dead, and they're like, "Why is he dead?" So then they're like, "There are
Why
people
is he
dying
dead?
here." So then they are like freaking out because like, all right, some people are awake, some people are asleep, but why are the people asleep dead? So they go upstairs, dead people passed out. So they learn real quick It's not because of the drugs or the alcohol that people just passing out and then dying on the drugs. They go to a hospital, whatever. They go to all these places. If you fall asleep, you die. You don't wake up. So that is the premise. So the edge of sleep is these people who are 44 hours, 60 hours, whatever, straight without going to sleep, trying to figure out what's going on.
Getting a little
So they do
kooky.
some, yeah, so things get crazy. And I'll say for an independent series that's like really short and with a pretty fun concept, it's highly watchable. The main actor is just very flat. But otherwise, I think it delivers on what it does. So check it out.
Okay. Is
As of
this
sleep,
like
there's like a triangle, and it's just like
is
there's
this
no mark, there's
recent?
no nothing behind
Does
it.
it come out like
Very
recently?
recent,
Okay.
very
Yeah,
recent,
never heard of
like a
this.
few weeks ago. Yeah, it's got some buzz behind it.
I mean, I like the
I could see
concept.
this being turned into a movie. I could
Yeah.
see they take this and just take it into a movie.
I mean, it definitely sounds like
Check it
a
out.
concept for like a Black Mirror episode or something, which
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
into.
They go to like a hospital, and this one woman's working the third shift, and she's like, "What the fuck's up?" And like, yeah, and they realize everyone's dying. So she's like, "All right." She raids the medical bay or whatever. She takes all the pills. Like these would be caffeine pills, and they're trying to ride as long as they can
Is it
on drugs.
is there
But like your body can only last so long without sleep.
is this like a one-off miniseries thing? Like is it payoff at the end?
Nope. Yeah, it's up to you to decide if you like that ending or not. And
Okay. All
I'll
right.
say that's either a good ending or a bad ending.
But it does
the
wrap
ride,
up.
It's more of like the ride. It wraps up.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Yep.
That sounds good. I'd add that. I'll
Edge of
add
Sleep.
it to the list.
Amazon Prime.
Sweet. All right, back to me. I finally watched a movie that I've been meaning to watch a long time. Across the Spider-Verse. Have
Nice.
both of you seen
Okay.
it?
Yeah.
Brandon's thinking.
Dude, I've seen so many random things between stuff that we talk about, and I'm trying to think. I recently rewatched the first one, which was
Into the Spider-Verse.
And then Across was the
It's the
newer
sequel.
one.
Yeah.
I want to say no, I haven't.
Dude,
I feel
it's
like I
on
bought it,
Netflix.
but I haven't seen it.
It's on Netflix.
I bought it.
It's
I haven't seen
okay.
it.
Well, it's so fucking good.
It is good. All right, I love the first one.
Oh,
Would you say it's
this
better or just?
I think it's better. I would have to rewatch the first one,
Wow.
but man, like
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know. I have to rewatch the first one.
Okay.
Maybe it's recency bias, but like
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just blown away. This like between both of the two movies, it's one of the greatest
really good.
one of the
That's all I
greatest
need to know.
animated movies ever made. Like
Yeah.
It is tough to like. It's so intense. Like your eyes feel like they need a break by the
Yeah.
end of it. Like
the animation style, especially like there's so much happening on the screen. Like you said, sometimes it's hard to follow things. First of all, like when there's lots of action and stuff going on, but like and like there's so many different animation styles too mashed together. Like
Yeah.
it's incredible. Like it's incredible that this movie was made.
it is. What do you think about the ending of it?
I was
Like, how it
pissed
ended.
off because
I was pissed too.
it ends on a fucking cliffhanger, which I was not expecting at all.
Really?
It's
and
a
like
fucking two-parter.
Oh, okay.
so Beyond the Spider-Verse,
Two-parter.
Beyond the Spider-Verse is the next
So they want a
movie.
trilogy.
It was supposed to come out this year in March, but was delayed indefinitely due to the writer's strike in Hollywood, which fucking sucks because I watched this movie. I was like, I didn't even know I was coming close to the end because I was just so engrossed in it. And then it fucking cuts to credits. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like,
that was my only complaint about the whole thing was that like
it's not even a
watching
complaint.
movie, waiting for the ending and then just not having it pay off and being like, we'll get you in the next movie. I'm like, fuck off. I want to know what happens
It did
here.
piss me off, but it left me instantly wanting like this would be my most anticipated movie ever.
Eric, that's how I felt when I watched Fellowship of the Ring. I had no idea it was a trilogy. I thought, oh, this is the movie, and I watched, and I'm like, wait a minute, we just got on the boat and we're leaving. Like, what about all these things? Like, oh, like it's to be continued. Like, I didn't know. How do you feel about a cliffhanger though? Like that just happened and it made you want more though. Like you were,
what the fuck?
but I'm cool with it because it's like it's so good that it
the
will
next
just
movie,
be
yeah,
something like
because like it like you said, it makes me mad because knowing that the next movie has been delayed and we don't know when it's coming out.
yeah,
That's the worst part
wow,
about it. But like
yeah.
I thought, I mean the I don't, not really a spoiler to say like there's a twist at the end, whatever. But it's a really good like cliffhanger ending. You want to know what happens next. Like you're on the, like at the end of the movie, you're on the edge of your seat, like just wanting to know what's gonna happen, and then they fucking just cut to credits, and it does suck, but I'm
I'm
like
gonna
so
wait a
That
excited for
couple
the
got
next
years
movie
me.
until they make
until
the new
they
one.
at least announce like a release date of
Yeah,
Beyond the Spider Verse, because yeah, like I said, it was supposed to come out this year, but like just got delayed. So that they
I like that this team that makes these Spider-Man movies, this Sony development team, whatever,
yeah.
has now infiltrated Hollywood because we needed this. Because there's been like Pixar, which I think is like top tier,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's Disney. They're pretty damn good with Frozen and all that stuff. Like they're good. The Disney look. But then there's like DreamWorks,
DreamWorks.
and they're like the poor man. They're the poor man's like
There's
Disney. They're just
Yeah.
like they don't get
Illumination.
animation. Yeah, they're not.
Illumination.
They're good, but they're
Yeah.
not Disney
No.
good. Like they always go for. That's why they result to like fart humor to make up for the quality of storytelling. Like they're just not that good, right? And but then you have stop motion, but that's niche, right? So there's like this void of like who else can do CG, and some people try, and then Sony came out with a Into the Spider Verse, right? The
Yeah.
first one,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a breath of fresh air because it blended stop motion with CG, but comic and art, and it was just very creative. And then we saw it with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, right? They have this like,
That one was a
and
good
then
look too.
I just
Was that
saw
who was that?
DreamWorks
Sony?
made
Who made
I don't know,
Turtles?
but that style, I'm just saying the style of like
Hold on.
CG storytelling is like it doesn't have to be the Pixar look. You can also do something like this, and I'm seeing it because I just saw the Wild
Paramount
Robot.
Pictures.
Wild Robot was by like DreamWorks, I think, and that has a very like comic book CG look to it. And to me, just saying, like the Spider-Man franchise to me is like a very influential. It's like when Star Wars hit. This is how sci-fi can be. Lord of the Rings. This is what it can be, and I feel like this CG
Dude,
Spider-Man is just showing what
these
how
two
CG movies
movies,
can be.
I mean, yeah, these two movies are the peak of like Spider-Man, you know, in
I love the
cinema.
first one.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
They're just incredible feats, and like just the way that they mash up so many different art styles, especially in the second movie. They bring well again. I don't want to spoil anything, but they bring in a lot more
Spidey's.
Spideys, yeah, and like they're
oh,
all
we do that.
they're
You
but
saw
Yeah,
you
we
saw a
know
whole
that.
bunch in the first
yeah,
one,
but
but yeah,
but
It's in
there's
the trailer,
more.
too.
There's even more in this one.
there's
There's
a
so
lot
many.
more.
But like they're all from different, multiverses. So like they're all different like art styles and fuck it. Like it's so cool how they
Yeah, I love it.
blend all that stuff together. But it's amazing.
Right.
It's one of the best movies I've seen in a while.
Okay.
Nice.
Wow. Cool.
Good. That sounds like a
And
stern
and
recommendation.
like I just randomly because I was scrolling Netflix one night to watch something. It was like a Saturday night, late at night or something. I'm like, I just want to watch something on Netflix. Then I saw that on my list. I'm like, shit, I haven't watched that yet. Let's just pop that on right now. And I was like instantly just engrossed.
Other
I
one,
think
yeah.
when the
Get a good one.
trilogy's complete, we could probably revisit and like say
Oh,
like, yo,
I
let's
would.
talk about
I'll rewatch
this
these movies.
trilogy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anytime.
Yeah, hopefully the third movie delivers because it'd be great to have a like a nice big tentpole trilogy in
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I'd
definitely.
like, I don't know. I'd like to see them do something other than Spider-Man too.
Yeah, that
Like
studio.
see them
man.
do X-Men or see them do, anything in the Marvel universe would be sweet because
Yep.
more comic book stuff is good. So,
Definitely.
speaking of comic book stuff, I watched a show.
Ooh.
It was Halloween time, and Disney put out Agatha All Along.
Yeah. How was that?
I finished the whole thing. It's decent. It's worth a watch.
Better or
another
worse than WandaVision?
Yeah, I don't know. It's right
I
about
like
there.
WandaVision.
I did
I
like
thought WandaVision was
WandaVision.
great.
WandaVision was
That's
a little
probably
more.
one of my favorite Marvel shows, if not my favorite Marvel show, because it was so creative.
Yeah, I
I was gonna
liked it.
say this one's a lot more formulaic in its approach.
Yeah.
Um, you've got the Wanda, she was like the neighbor on WandaVision,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
But you find out that she
Yep.
was like
She
a
was the
witch
witch
too at the end.
influencing this whole thing, and she's the villain of WandaVision.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but like, essentially, like Wanda trapped Agatha under a spell in that town or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Oh, maybe that's what it was. Like
yeah,
yeah.
so Agatha like breaks out of like when the dome comes down, she comes back to real life and she realizes that she's been like gone for 3 years and she's trying to get her powers
Okay.
back and yada yada yada. So it's all right. It's not the greatest show ever. It's worth a Halloween ride now that it's not Halloween anymore.
Couples show, like
Yeah, I'd
couples
say
that
it's a
sit
couple
together
show.
and visit
I
one
think we
another.
were talking about it. I compared it to like a CW show that like you don't have to really be watching it. You can be like playing Balatro on your phone while you're watching WandaVision and you'll be perfectly fine. You don't need to see everything there, but it's got some decent twists in it. It's got some decent storytelling in it. It's kind of a girl power show because it's all about witches and it's witches doing their witchy thing. Um, it was kind of cool to get a little peek into that side of the Marvel universe because you've got like the cosmic stuff,
Yeah.
you've got like the Avengers stuff, and this is kind of like more of the mystical, magical kind of angle of the Marvel
Like
universe.
world building.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just filling in stuff. And I've watched so much. I think I've watched every Marvel thing that they put out at this point. So I'm just kind of trudging along, keeping up with
Well,
things.
when you do that, you experience different genres of the Marvel
Hmm.
universe. Do you think Star Wars could benefit from this? We're like, yo, like this is
Oh,
like if
absolutely.
they were better at like yo, Acolyte is not for Star Wars fans. It's for women
Yeah,
in Star Wars.
Star
Like
Wars, the
if they were just
Hallmark
like straight
movie.
on
I
like
feel
just
like
like
they're
samurai.
trying to do that, but they're not
Yeah.
succeeding very well.
Yeah, I don't know what's the difference.
Well,
Like just
they're
say
putting
it.
out this new movie that's like looks like it's all made for kids
It's the
essentially.
Goonies, Star Wars
Yeah,
Goonies.
Star Wars
When
Goonies.
you
It
put
sounds great.
it sounds stupid, but like when you put a woman's name in the front of it, WandaVision. That sounds like a show where the main character is a woman. It's probably gonna be woman characters with woman problems. Yeah, probably. So you already know it's gonna be a woman-based show, but it's probably good. But just knowing that's a woman's perspective, right? Same thing with Agatha. Like you put the fucking woman's name in, like, hey, She-Hulk. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. But when you're like the Acolyte, that's a cool
She-Hulk.
name. But it's
She-Hulk was
women.
good.
But there's twins. It's just like I feel like if they just said Ray or Leia, if they just call shit by a woman, it might be easier
Yeah.
for people
Well,
to digest. And we just had this election. I feel like that's just like how we have to approach things. We
there's
just have to
different
be like
ways to
very just
handle
like
it.
straightforward. Just say what it
You
is
can
so
have
people
women problems, but you like I started watching the Black Widow movie because I haven't watched that one all the way.
Uh-huh.
And
I haven't seen it yet. Is it
it's
good?
almost like men don't exist in that universe because it's like Black Widow and her sister, and then all these assassins are coming to get her, but all the assassins are women too, and then they get caught by the police, but all the police are women too, and
Yeah.
then they get
It's
interrogated
wild, dude.
by
I
all these
know. It's
women. I'm like,
weird.
you guys, like, I get it. It's a movie about a woman and girl stuff, but like, don't pretend that we don't exist. Like, I get it.
Right. That's a fine line, and I don't
Yeah.
want to disrespect it, but I know exactly what you're saying. It's like believable. Like, I don't want to take it too far, but like when I was talking about rings of power, I'm like, what are the rules with light? Is it possible for black elves? I don't have a problem with, or not black elves, black dwarves.
Hmm.
Is it possible for black dwarves to exist if they're in they're inside mountains? Sunburned skin, melatonin. Like, I'm just saying, if that doesn't exist in Lord of the Rings, that's fine. I'm just curious.
They
It's
got
just,
sun shafts in the mines of Moria.
It's
they
fantasy. None
use
of
those
it is
mirrors or
real. It
Yeah.
it's
doesn't
fantasy. Yeah,
matter.
yeah, right. So like where's the line of like what's fantasy and what's real? Like do you have to eat? Do you have to poop? Does light burn
Where
skin?
does
Does
the poop
sunburn
go in the
exist?
mines? I
It's
don't
just like
know.
it's just like they
Well, the
all
poop
speak
goes down to
English.
the Balrog, and the Balrog's at the bottom of the mountain, and that's why he's so pissed. It's because he's just getting shit thrown down the throwing down the mountain on him
Yeah,
constantly.
I don't blame him. It's wild. It's wild. Well, yeah, it's anywho.
That's fine.
But you like the show though? Like, would you
It's,
recommend it
I
for
mean, it's
anybody who's
decent.
a Marvel fan? Like,
If
I'm
you're a
an
Marvel
average.
person, yeah.
I don't watch everything, but
Yeah, because I could see it eventually going out into something else. Like Agatha will be in something else in another movie at some point, or
always comes back around.
they'll find a
it
way
definitely
to
sounds like a
incorporate her.
CW show because my wife was listening to it, and you would hear like a character would engage with something, and everybody had to have a line based on the situation, and I feel like that's a very like TV show. Well, then I said this, and everybody's taking turns making like these quips, and
Hmm.
that's what I was listening to in this Agatha show. And just listening to it, I'm like, it sounds like it's made for TV, NBC,
Yeah,
CW kind of.
I do like Catherine Hahn that plays Wanda is fucking great. She's in a lot of comedies, but this one she gets serious at points, and she's a good actress. A lot of other people that I didn't really know. They had the mom from the '70s show, and other people that
Oh,
they're
really?
introducing into the universe. So it's decent. Probably talked about it for too long already, but Agatha all along. It's worth a watch if you're a Marvel person. If not, you're perfectly fine just skipping this one. So all right, Brandon, over to you.
All right, two more. I'm gonna pile through right here. All right. I played Alone in the Dark. I've never played an Alone in the Dark game ever before.
Which one? There's a
Oh,
bunch of
really?
them.
And this is the one that came out most recently, like 2024, I think, like earlier this year. And it has like those two actors, like the one dude from Stranger Things is in it, and
Yeah, it can be
it's
more.
One.
kind
David
of like a
David
poor man.
Harbour?
Yeah,
Is it one of the kids? Okay,
yeah,
the dad.
yeah. They got like two actors to play like the leads of this game, but you can only play as one, and you mostly see the one, and the other one makes appearances. But anywho, play that game. It's a poor man's Resident Evil because I played Resident Evil 4 this year. That was excellent. And this looked good. It played just like it, but it just didn't have as good enough scares. The story was clunky. Truly great visuals. Like it was really fun exploring that area. You're in a mansion, and it was cool, but I would say it's worth experiencing if it's like $20 or under. But it's good. It's good. It's not a bad game. I got to be careful like
Is
how
this
I sell it, but it's good.
is this on Game Pass or did you buy this? What compelled
No,
you to play
borrowed it
this?
from my library.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, borrowed it from my library, and I
Brandon's library
all through
strikes
that.
again.
I forgot
Yeah.
Got a
about
good
that
ass library.
marketplace.
Yep, and great segue because the next game I got from my library it's a Switch game. It's called Luigi's Mansion 3, and it's
Oh,
incredible.
got some
Oh,
Luigi
that's
action
cool.
over there.
It's
Getting gooey.
absolutely
Getting
incredible.
gooey.
I love it. My
I
son
gotta
and I have
play
been
it, yeah,
playing
man.
it. It's so good. It's so good. It's so. I mean, like the controls are a bit weird because like you're trying to like do I don't know. The controls are a bit wonky, but once you
Yeah,
get
that's Luigi's
a
Mansion.
hold of those
It's
controls, and you can
Is
perspective
it
of it.
tank like tank controls?
I don't know how
Kind
to
of, where you're
describe
like
Well, you're
pointing and you
walking,
gotta
but
press a
then
button to look up or down, like Metroid.
well,
Kinda.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you're using at least in the original game. I don't know if it's the same controls. It's mostly like a 2D plane, and you're just walking with the left stick, but then your right stick controls where you're pointing the vacuum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a
And you
diorama, I always thought. Like you're kind of like
Yeah,
looking into like a school diorama of like each room is like its own little
basically.
shoebox like room.
Yeah.
pretty much like they're doing that with the third one. The third one, the animation is really good and really smooth. It looks like the movies. I mean, they're very simple shapes and stuff, but the transition between CG, but like cutscenes and then gameplay is really good. The third one takes place in a hotel,
Mhm.
and just the way they integrate the mechanics, I think it's just like Nintendo's just so good at this. And it's just like, oh, their mainstream games, Zelda and Mario, are gonna dominate, and then everyone's gonna be an inferior version of this. But no, like they do such a good job where they give you these mechanics and they lead you on of like, here's kind of the main story and like, level progression, but you can totally just use these mechanics to explore. And like you have like these, because you're wearing like this pack on your back and you're obviously like hunting ghosts. It's like a
Your
Ghostbusters game,
vacuum pack.
but your vacuum can like suck up
Please,
anything.
it's
You can
the poltergust, I believe it's called.
Thank you.
yeah. But the puzzle mechanics are so smart. Like you'll be pulling things, and you'll go to a curtain, and there'll be like a cord, and you can pull it, and they can open up a room, or just stuff that like if you just think a little bit beyond these very simple mechanics. So anyway, I've been playing this with
how
my
do they
6-year-old, and it's really great.
how do they handle the co-op? Isn't the
Got 2
co-op
up.
like controlling
Yep.
Luigi?
Luigi, because Luigi has he has this backpack, and the scientist there is figured out some cool like technology where it can clone you and make this gelatinous version of you. So maybe you can't get through the metal grate or the whatever it is, or fall in underneath and go explore, but your Luigi version can. So single player, you can do this by yourself. Just go from like main real Luigi to Luigi. But if you have a little buddy next to you or a partner next to you, they can take over that Luigi, and you both can play both. So it's
Are
fun.
you
It's very
are you both in the co-op? Are
very
you
slick.
both playing at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Because yeah, in
Yeah,
the
and it's
single
awesome.
player version, like when you switch to Luigi, basically Luigi's dead. Like Luigi, his consciousness gets transferred to Luigi, and
Yeah,
Luigi's just
right.
like a vegetable.
Yeah, but if you have
That's
somebody with
haunting.
you, they can play the regular Luigi while the other one's doing the
That's
Luigi.
kind
So
of
you can
cool. That's pretty sweet.
you can
Yeah.
so you can go into a room and like real Luigi will see a tile on the floor and suck it up and knock it up. Now it reveals a grate. So Luigi can go underneath and do his stuff in
Right.
that room while you're also going through the room and doing your thing.
It's
So like
cool
there
that you.
is
Well, so
it's very
like,
smart.
how do they handle like the fights? Does Luigi have any sort of like attacks or anything?
Um
Because he doesn't have the vacuum.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
yeah, he has weaknesses. Like water, he can't get in water. He can't be touched by water.
Hmm.
That's true.
We're
Can't spread the goo.
I'm trying to think. Ryan and I are probably like we're on the 5th floor now. So have we fought things together? It keeps separating us right now. We're at the
Interesting.
phase where like I
Okay.
don't know if we've had
Because I know
an option to have
they.
Luigi fight.
Okay.
You can slash them. I don't know if he can suck though. Can he
Because
suck?
I've seen. Can he suck?
Oh,
And I've
Luigi
seen.
sucks.
That's the real question. Can Luigi suck? I know I've seen like gameplay of it, and a lot of the boss fights I think integrate the Luigi mechanic. Like, because I think the first one is like the police officer cop, and you can only like you have to use Luigi to get through the
Yep.
bars or whatever.
Yep.
So like, it seems like they integrate it pretty well. Like Nintendo is so good at that.
Yeah.
At
I
like,
played this like a week ago before this recording, but yeah, dude, you're spot on. It is like the cop, like yes, and but they just you can just play by yourself, or your kid can go like, I want to play with you, or whoever. Just hop in, like yeah, let's do this, and it's just the experience is the same. It's not like oh man, they really made this for single
right.
players, the co-op or whatever. Like
That's
they really
so
made it
smart.
like
Yeah.
they're the master at it. So yeah, big shout out. And I heard Luigi 2, Luigi's Mansion 2 is coming out.
So yeah,
Remake,
I think
or
it's already
whatever.
out. So yeah, the original was on
I've never played that one.
DS. It was like Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, but they remastered it for the Switch, and it's just called Luigi's Mansion 2 now.
I didn't know the first one was so old.
Yeah,
Came out for the
GameCube.
GameCube.
Yep.
Like that's insane.
Yeah, I have it. It's one of the few
GameCube
GameCube
launch
games I have.
title.
Yeah, it's still good.
Wow.
I was playing. I played a lot of it. Semi recently.
Mario. Yeah.
Yeah,
So good.
Good.
There's probably a lot of that. Wah!
It's funny in the new one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right.
Nice. All right, let's keep it rolling.
I'll kind of combine a couple things here. Well, I got like one main thing, and then we could quick hits. But I've been playing a lot of the new Pokemon trading card game that just came out.
Oh no.
Mobile.
Mobile?
Yes. So there's you guys
What's
know.
this called?
This is Pokemon TCG Pocket. So it's
Pokemon TCG.
basically they have the
Whoa, it came out? Wow.
listen, it's a
Already?
big deal. So there's the Pokemon trading card game, just with the physical cards. There's also like
Yeah.
the Pokemon. There's like a Pokemon trading card game that's like online with like the full rule set, same as the trading cards. But this TCG Pocket app is like sort of like a pared down version of the main trading card game. So they basically made it so that because like normal uh games and like the regular TCG can take like 20-30 minutes. So they basically sort of pared down the rules and like the win conditions so that they fit into like 5-minute matches.
Oh, okay.
So that you're not spending 20-30 minutes doing a match on your phone.
Right. Yeah.
But they put a big emphasis on like the collecting. So like I mean, they are obviously they're monetizing this shit, but so like you can open a new pack every 12 hours, and then you get 5 cards in the pack. Like, some of those might be new, some of those might be ones you already have, and you can like convert the
Right.
duplicates into
Mm.
whatever different things.
That's the hook right there. Yep.
Because you get so you can't the way they get around this because there's like especially like in Japan and stuff gambling laws. They
Yeah,
don't you can't buy card packs, so you can't buy actual card packs. The way you get more packs is by essentially using these hourglasses. So those you can buy with like the Poke Gold, which you can buy with real money.
Gold.
So you're not buying the packs themselves. You're buying time to decrease the amount of time like between opening packs.
I
So
see.
so like okay, I just opened a pack. If
That's
I
a cute workaround right there.
I just
That
opened
is
That's
dude,
pretty
that is like
sneaky.
dude, yeah.
that
So
is
like
oh my
so you
God.
say I just opened a pack. I won't be able to open a pack for 12 hours, but if I use 10 of these hourglasses, I can open another one right now. And they're pretty generous with giving you the hourglasses for free by doing like solo battles or like just like daily gifts in the shop and stuff like that. But you can definitely that's how they monetize it. It's like people get addicted to opening these packs, so you're like, fuck, I gotta open
Yeah.
another one, so I'm gonna buy some of this Poke Gold and open another
Yeah,
pack right
yeah.
now. So
My kid's gonna flip his shit when he.
yeah.
I've been well.
But the
Side story. I've been using the Pokemon Sleep app
oh
because
really? Okay.
my kid found it on the App Store, and I've
Yep.
been training my Snorlax, and he's been listening to me sleep. So I'm
That's funny.
inching my way in, but I'm gonna. This sounds like one I
Dude,
can.
I mean it's a
download.
card battler. Like it's fun, like it's fun collecting. It's just like Marvel Snap. Like you're collecting the cards. You're they do a big emphasis on collecting, but there is battling. There's the solo battles which you can do to get like rewards and stuff. There's also online multiplayer.
Is this like legit Pokemon card game rules?
Yeah.
Like this, like if I play this, will it teach me how to play
I
Pokemon
think
as
they
like a game?
it is like it's not like the official rule set. It's pared down a little bit.
Okay.
But it does teach you the basic concepts and rules of the Pokemon.
Energy and
Yep.
attacks and okay.
Yep, all
no,
that
cool.
stuff. It's a pretty. I mean, the card game itself is pretty like basic, but it's fun. Like there is some strategy involved, and which Pokemon you wanna, because like there's the concept of your active Pokemon, which is the one that like that can attack, and then like you get 3 bench slots, so you can put bench Pokemon out. So basically, if you defeat 3 of the other person's Pokemon, you win. Or well, you get 3 points. Some cards you like are special, and if you defeat it, you get 2 points. But basically, you have to get 3 points to win a battle. Or if you run out of Pokemon, like if your active Pokemon is defeated and you don't have any on your bench, you lose because you don't have another one to put out there.
Do you have a Psyduck?
Yes, I do. I have.
Fuck yeah.
Yes. I mean I have. So it's cool because like in the main Pokemon games, you kind of mix and match with the types in your party, but for the card game, you basically want to have one type for each deck. So like you have a fire type deck, you have a water type deck, because with the energy, there's different types of energy. You have to attach energy to the cards to use attacks, but there's like water energy and fire energy. Yeah, same thing. It's kind of like Magic. the
That's
Gathering.
what I was gonna say. This
Yeah.
is my Magic the
Similar,
Gathering
very
background
similar.
plays in.
But yeah, it's fun. So I've been spending my time with that. When I always get
Oh, that's cool.
the pop up notification, you got a new pack to open. I always get excited to open a new pack. So it's just
I'm
another.
safe at
Sounds
work. I'll be
like
back in
this.
5 to 10, guys.
This reminds me of you guys in that fucking Marvel Snap shit.
It's very
Marvel
similar.
Snap was good.
Yeah, it's similar kind of thing because you're collecting the cards and
Yep.
then you're using them to
Yep.
battle.
Yep.
But it's fun.
Pokemon's like, I mean, it's based around a card game, but I'm gonna grab this one.
I would
just
check it
because
out.
I want my kid to learn how to play rather than just collect the stupid cards and be like,
Yeah.
I need more packs of Pokemon cards just because he likes to get foil cards.
Yeah, because
Like-
the game is simple enough that he can definitely play it. Because
Okay.
like I was like William loves opening the packs and looking at the cards and stuff. And then I was teaching him how to do the battles and stuff, and he was getting a hang of it. So like, yeah, it's fun, good time.
Oh, that's cool. Something to do.
Yep,
Speaking
just
of things,
another thing on my phone to distract me while I'm taking
I
a
know,
shit.
right? Speaking of things to do, my kid is a Lego kid.
Same.
8-year-old boy likes fucking Legos. So I took the fam to Brickfest.
Yeah,
No
been there.
affiliation with Lego.
Hmm.
The word Lego was not seen within 20 miles of the Brickfest building down at the convention center. Well, like 20 feet, but it's all Lego. It's a Lego
yeah.
fest. It was it was a decent little thing. I think this thing tours around. I'm sure it's all
There
over
was
the country
one-
at this point.
One in Rochester too. We went to that last year.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
So
okay,
the
nice.
unofficial Lego Fest, basically what you're telling me.
Yes,
We're using Lego,
Brickfest.
but Lego hasn't recognized us, so we're just gonna.
They're
call
not like
something else, but
sponsored
we
by
still
Lego
play.
or anything.
Yeah.
yeah.
they're
So
not
they can't use
recognized,
can't use it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's cool to get the kids out, get them hyped to go down to the convention center and like
Were
go
you
up into
wowed by
this.
anything? Like, wow, that looks like the Taj Mahal.
They had some
That looks like the
fucking
Death
some things that
Star.
were really cool. They had like a 6-foot tall Cyclops that was
Sweet.
like, I don't know. Some of these things were made of like tens of thousands of bricks that took like 900 hours to put together by a
Dude,
team
yeah.
of like
Who's the
4
person
people.
that stands next to that? What did you make? Made this.
Hey,
Who's
I'd be
this
proud
guy?
of that.
Brickmasters probably get a lot
That's
of
an
Lego
interesting person.
puss.
That's not
Like,
your normal
they,
person. That's
Lego
like,
bliss.
they get all the Lego groupies, I'm sure. There's a lot of ladies
Dude, yeah.
that are like,
Some of the stuff.
oh, you're
that they
you're
build.
using the snot technique on that one. Stud's not on top. I really like I really like what you're molding there.
the gradient of Lego colors that they use. Just massive.
Dude, the one
Some of
that
them are
I
fucking intense.
dude, yeah, I saw like one at the Brickfest I went to. There was like this whole medieval village, like castle, like fucking farms and shit. Like, and the
Oh, yeah,
details that
cool.
they put in are so intricate. It's like a
Yeah,
fucking
that's the stuff that
20
I-
by 20 foot table. Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, it's
An
insane.
8-headed
Oh.
Hydra that weighed like, I don't know, over a ton. I don't know how much it weighed, but it was, probably 10 feet tall.
Wow.
Like 8 heads coming off of it. Like it was like some
Incredible.
intense shit. Those are the cool things for like us. A lot of the stuff there is
Yeah.
meant for the younger audience. They have like a fucking swimming pool filled with Legos, and kids just can go just fucking roll around in them. It looks
That
like a
seems
giant
sanitary.
giant disease pit of Legos. No, they had like areas on one side where they had like black lights and they had all like fluorescent Legos that you could build whatever you want
cool.
with, and then you set them up in the stage, and
yeah.
everybody's things are there. They had a little architecture thing on the other side. They had like a stock car racing thing where everybody builds their own car and they put them up on the top of the thing and pull the block and then everything goes down. Fastest car wins, that kind of stuff. There's a lot of like just Lego activities. For me, I said there were a fair amount of adults there. So
Yeah.
I'm not that into Legos where I would go there without my children, but doing like little activities where you make like a little mural, that was fine. One of the cool things I saw they did, and everybody was building a section. It was a giant floor mural, which was probably, like those standard the standard Lego like base plates or whatever.
Yeah.
It was probably like 50 of them tall versus no, that's not even enough. It had to have been like maybe 100 of them tall versus it's like dozens of feet wide and it's giant. And you get in line and they give you a little thing and you build your Lego piece and then they go add it to the floor in like section like floor spot C78 and then like they put it there and you have like
Oh shit.
That's pretty
it's a
sweet.
giant ass like floor
Yeah.
mural though that you're doing it with like and everybody's building a little part of it, which was it was cool to see. Like
Oh, that's I like that's pretty
Oh,
sweet.
that's cool.
yeah, it's something to do for a couple hours on a day if your kids love Legos. I had sick kids, so we didn't end up staying terribly long, so it's not as fun. But uh, for a Lego enthusiast, it's kind of the perfect thing. Come home and then we've been watching Lego Masters at home lately too, just to get ideas of cool stuff to build. So
Yeah. Cool.
a lot
So
of Legos going on.
yeah,
Yep.
Ryan's been playing the Lego video games. He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Everything that you've experienced has a Lego version. There's Harry
Dude, get
Potter,
him.
The
Lego
Hobbit,
Lord of the Rings,
Lord of the
yeah.
Rings, Batman." Yeah, we've been playing. Yeah, we
Is
were
that Lord of the
doing.
Rings Lego?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah,
video
Hobbit
game?
and Lord of
Yeah.
the Rings. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
Video game?
Yeah, they're great. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're great.
Video game?
I have it. I'm serious. It's on the 360.
What?
I have it. I'll
Yeah.
physically have it on my. It's great. Um, yeah, that was so cool. He's like randomly picks like Lego Star Wars 2, like from the 360. I'm like, dude, this is so old. It's so random. But he's like, yeah, let's play it. Yeah, Lego's great. Kids love Legos, and
Oh,
yeah.
parents can play Legos.
Gets the imagination going. But
Yeah.
that's good for me. That's all.
I got two. I'm gonna crush through two real quick. They're little games that I found. Um, so the first one is called Army of Ruin. It's basically Vampire Survivors. But
Okay.
instead of
Okay.
being 2D sprites, it's 3D models. And it's fine. It's cool. I like it. It's
What's it called?
it,
Army of Ruin?
Army of Ruin. And it's a one-player Vampire Survivors clone. And they do a better job pacing, I think, upgrades,
Whoa,
unlockables.
whoa. Don't talk
Wrong.
about Vampire Survivors like that.
I think they do a better job, just like the way they pace how you unlock things.
Got so serious so quick.
And
Wrong.
I love Vampire Survivors. I love that game. I think it's a great game. But
Oh,
I
this
think
looks cool.
Army of Ruin is doing a good thing where like I've already played because anybody that's playing this has probably already played Vampire Survivors, right? So I just feel
Probably.
like
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I know what's gonna happen because it does a lot of copycat stuff. But then
Pretty
its
cool.
unlockables keep me hooked because it's like, oh, that's a good way of like, I don't know, introducing that feature to me. And you can actually beat stages in this. So you don't play until you die. Like you can actually find the boss and like beat it.
You can beat
I
Vampire
like,
Survivor. If
you
you
can't
kill
beat
death.
Vampire Survivors?
Yeah, if you kill death, you win.
yeah, but that's like later. That's like further on and like late in like it's more like end game kind of stuff. This is like you can
It
beat a
has
boss
stages, like it has bespoke stages to go through.
yeah,
Progression.
you'll play and then and like a big guy will show up and really
Is
will have
it
like a health
is it a roguelike still? Or is it like you're progressing through
Yep.
a set of stages? Or both?
There are it's like everything's unlockable, so you have like 3 stages, you have 3 characters, and then you'll have certain credentials to unlock the following stage. You have to
okay.
beat the complete stage without
So similar to
dying, beat the
Vampire
boss.
Survivors.
Yeah. They're very identical. But this is the one that people say like of all the clones, this one makes
There's
a lot of
clones.
quality of life things. So,
Okay.
That's cool.
like overall, the
Like,
wow factor of Vampire Survivors, I can't capture. But this, I have other ones, and they like, man, they're just not as good as Vampire Survivors. And I still like Vampire Survivors co-op and all that stuff.
They
But
even have like when the guys die, they drop like the same shape little blue thing on the ground.
yeah,
But no,
yeah.
this
So
does look cool. 3D Vampire
Sweet.
Survivors is a good description.
yeah, so that's good. But the one I really want to talk about was a game called Ship of Fools. This is my last thing. Ship of Fools is a co-op game that kind of is like, you know how Hades is you go to this area. Here's your level, and you have to pick the cells or the rooms that you kind of go to.
Mhm.
So it's like that, but on a boat with a bunny. You have a boat, and on this boat,
On a
monsters
boat.
can attack from above or below the ship, and they'll throw things on it, or they'll come close, or they'll shoot from afar. So you can deflect, you can block. But here's the mechanic: two-player game, and there's 4 spots for cannons, and you can decide on what kind of cannon you want. You can have a cannon that you only manually can shoot, but it's really powerful, or you can have one that you can place and then leave it, and it'll automatically shoot for you, but it's weaker, right? There's another one that does like something that you can get different cannons, but so you're doing like this overcooked Hades combo on a boat, and then eventually get to a boss that's really hard, just like in Hades, where like it'll just like you got to figure out how do you beat this boss. You get to it, but there's certain you can go left or right or forward, and you can have like different unlockables, just like Hades. Like, hey, if I beat this room, I'll have that upgrade or that reward or
It's
something like
got
that.
the same gun mechanics as like Lovers in a Dangerous Space
That's
Time,
what I was thinking of.
where
Yeah.
you're on a ship and you like can run to like the station and like I'm gonna run over here and control this gun and then shoot this way. Do you have to
Have you
drive
played it?
in it? No, I haven't played this one. I'm just looking at a trailer
Nope,
for it, but
nope. You never move the ship yourself.
you're just controlling the guns
So
or
you
whatever.
start with the screen, just like Hades. You got a screen, and then you're gonna go and decide, you know, where we go, and then you go to the front of the ship and say, like, we're gonna go here, and then you go to that spot, and then now that screen is where the monsters will attack. And
Okay.
depending on what you pick, just like Hades, like, hey, if you want to go with something harder or easier or something that's loot or whatever, you can stop at islands. It's just like in Hades where like you go to the shop, there's islands, go and loot it, and so it's cool. But there's Overwatch element to it because the battle is limited to a ship. So we have roles like, hey, there's monsters on here, but we gotta shoot the cannons. So do I? And also the main also this is a big important thing now, and then I can wrap up. But in the middle of the ship is like your ammo. So you have to have somebody constantly loading your ammo. So you have this teamwork. It's like, dude, it's
Hmm.
like dishes in Overwatch. Or I'm sorry, Overwatch,
Overcooked.
Overcooked.
Yeah.
Overcooked. Like we can't put out dishes if there's no dishes. So you gotta clean them so we can put food on them and then serve them to people. This is like the same thing.
Cool.
In the middle of the ship is like your ammo. So somebody has to go and get the ammo and bring your cannons or whatever it is to the cannon to shoot. So you got to get the ball.
Is
It's
this
great,
up
but
to
there's so
four
many
player or
roles.
just 2 player?
It's just 2 players.
Have you been
Okay.
playing this
And every
you-
time you lose
yourself?
with my
Or
sons,
okay, all
I'm
right.
with my sons.
Is
And
it
every time you lose, you go back to the mainland and you can purchase upgrades for your ship, or open up unlockables.
is it
Just up to
less
you. 'Cause, like,
overwhelming than Overcooked?
Well, I was gonna say it sounds like
it
less yelling. Yeah.
it's like Overcooked as far as like structure of roles. By the end of the first stage, though, you will be having that intensity. Like, I need ammo. Like it's like the ship will move to the lower part of the screen, so the boss is like in the top. So you can't have a cannon on the bottom. Grab the cannon. You gotta both put it up there. But then there's like these giant snails that have landed on your ship, and they're eating at your ship. So you have to like not like have to kill that thing, but then things shoot at you, so you got to deflect it. The things are getting closer to you, so you got to run up to the edge and swipe at it. So these are like there's like always like 6 options that you could be doing based on the scenario. So it feels like over cooked, but it plays like Hades. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
the best I can say. It's
Okay.
a
That
great
sounds
game. It's
interesting.
a great
Sounds fun.
game. It's a lot of fun. Like my son is constantly like, "Let's play that one." I'm like, "Yeah, let's play it." So we've been
Sweet.
chipping away at that one,
It's on
and
Steam
I
for
am
20
done
bucks.
for now.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Keep an
That
eye out
sounds
I'm
for
fun.
it.
playing on Xbox. But yeah,
I think I got this one on my wish list.
Cool. All right. Well,
I would say $15 is a good price for it if you find it.
I'll bring us home with a couple of quick hits of my own here. William, my son, I mean, he's 5 years old. He hasn't been doing too much gaming lately, but a game he really got into lately, Donut County. He beat that
Yeah.
entire
Oh,
game. He
yeah.
played through that entire game. Like, he needed help on some stuff, but like For the most part,
It's a fun one.
did that
Yeah.
entire game himself, which was pretty
Okay.
cool.
All right, I'll have to show that to my kids.
Donut County, yeah, great game. He
Luke loved that
just
one,
got
yeah.
a big kick out of just fucking putting shit in holes. Like
Hole
What's
gets
the main
bigger.
what's the
Put
main
bigger shit in
mechanic
the
there?
hole.
Like, what's the whole
you
jig? Like, what's the
you
whole
have a
point?
hole,
You're a
right?
hole in-
And
Yep.
you move it around, you put shit in it. It's kind of like a puzzle game because you got to find what fits in the hole. And then when something drops in the hole, it gets a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger and a little
Yep.
bit bigger. So like you progressively can
bigger
put
stuff in it.
bigger things in your hole.
It's like
funny.
that Katamari or whatever.
Yeah,
that thing where
Katamari
the
Damacy,
guy
yeah.
rolls around,
Yeah.
he just gets bigger. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
Cool.
similar thing, but that was cool. So he really attached to that one. I've been
That's
watching a show called Detroiters. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this one.
Ooh, I've been meaning to watch this one.
It's good.
looks funny.
It's another Tim Robinson joint. So if you've seen I Think You Should Leave, same dude. Tim Robinson, I think fucking hilarious. But it's basically
Every
like
joke ends with a yelling. He's always yelling at the
Yeah.
end of his skits.
yeah, it's basically like a this show is like a comedy version of Mad Men. So like it's like these two lifelong friends. Well, you know the one Tim Robinson's character, his dad owns an ad agency, and he goes like crazy. He's like in an insane asylum, so he takes over, and like they take over the company, and it's just it's fucking hilarious. It's
His
really
buddy was on Veep
oh
for a
really?
long time. Sam Richardson. That
Yeah,
guy's really good
He's
too.
funny as hell. Yeah, so really funny show. But the pitch is like comedic Mad Men essentially. So they're trying to pitch like their like pitches to different agencies and stuff to make like commercials and stuff for them, ads for them. So it's good. It's funny. And super short episodes too. They're only like 20 minutes long. So they go really quick. Last one, I've been dinking around a little bit more with some VR lately. I've been
Wow.
playing remember Triangle Strategy that came out a couple years ago? It's like a strategy game, Square Enix.
I don't know
It's
that
like one of those HD 2D games, sort of similar looking to like Octopath Traveler. I think it's
called Triangle.
Triangle Strategy. So it's like a strategy game essentially.
Okay.
But I bought it in VR because I had some extra like whatever fucking meta bucks or whatever they are. So I bought this and it's pretty cool because like essentially when you get to the battles, you're like picking up the
what?
Triangle Strategy.
Strategy, yeah.
So you're picking up the dudes in VR and moving them around. So it kind of turns into almost like a board game because like
Is this an auto battler?
it's not an auto battler, no. It's like it's a strategy game. It's a turn-based strategy game, RPG.
Okay.
But it's cool because like some of my favorite VR experiences are like when you're like a big person looking down on like a little world, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like these battles are almost like little dioramas and you're moving around the characters and like, you know, positioning them, choosing their attacks, stuff like that. The battles are really fun. My only gripe with it is so I played this game for about an hour and a half. The first hour and a half, I did one battle. The rest was fucking talking and cutscenes.
That's
and
annoying.
The cutscenes are just essentially in the VR space, it's just a giant screen and you're just watching it. So like it would have been really cool if they made the cutscenes like fully rendered in 3D, like the battles where you could like move around the board while you're watching these people talk about fucking royal kingdoms and whatever the conflicts between the nations and stuff. But yeah, that's. I mean, you can skip through all that dialogue shit if you want, but I'm sick and I have to watch all that stuff because I need a story. But hour and a half, I did one battle, so that was kind of a bummer. But I'll probably play it more, and hopefully it gets a little less talky. But I was also playing just a chill puzzle game. It's called Puzzling Places. It's like 3D puzzles essentially. Like. You get this 3D image. It breaks up into, you can choose how many pieces you want it to be, like 24, 48, whatever, 96 pieces or whatever. And then they're all laid out in front of you. And then basically you can just choose the pieces and it's cool.
In VR, right?
Yeah, it's in VR. So like
Okay.
you're taking these pieces and you have like reference pictures of what the space is supposed to look like. So like, you know, you have it from different angles since it's like a 3D puzzle. So you're taking pieces, you're trying to match them up and put them together, but it's pretty sweet. It's like a, you know, it's very relaxing. I would say, like, there's no stress, there's no time limits, there's no nothing like that. There's just some chill music going on in the background. You're just picking up the pieces, seeing if they fit together, and then by the end, you have this tiny little like diorama that you built. So that's pretty cool. And then another one, last thing, Thumper. Have you guys played this one or heard of it?
I've heard of this one. Yeah.
There's a, I don't know, I think there's a non
Is this a
VR
music game?
It's like a rhythm game, yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially, this little beetle dude going along on this track, but it's really cool in VR because, like, I don't know, I would play this game like either like drunk or high because like the visuals are
Maybe
fucking
both.
like crazy psychedelic, fucking giant, massive, a lot of abstract stuff going on. But essentially, you're just going down this track and you're like hitting the button on certain beats and you're like, holding the button down to break through these barriers, or you're like going over turns and stuff. And if you miss a beat or you do like a turn wrong, you'll take damage. And if you take too much, you'll have to restart. But
Yeah,
it's really, it's pretty sweet.
That's cool. I've heard good things about Thumper.
Yep. So dabbling a little bit in VR. I saw it sitting there. I'm like, listen, I wanna do something with this headset because
I do have to get my VR headset out more often because it gets tucked away in a corner because it's
my
nice
kid
and
uses
compact
mine
and
every
just-
day, all day, every day. So I
I
can't
see-
even touch mine. It's like
see the
beaten up
update.
and it's like dirty and it's just can't.
Hey, as long as it gets used. I got a couple
Man, that
quick ones
Gorilla
if we're
Tag
good.
is-
yeah, go for it.
Dave, is one of
but-
yours Kingdom 2 Crown Call of Olympus update? Because you gotta get in on it, bro. It's fucking
dude.
dope. The
I
quality
saw
of life
you- I
updates
saw
are
you
in there, dude.
Playing
Dude,
that
it's
the
so
other night,
good.
and I'm like, I gotta
It's
get
so good.
back
I was
in.
playing. I've been playing. Oh, it's so good.
Is it the Greek update or whatever? Like
yeah,
mythology.
It's just cool because you
that's
like.
cool.
I like this game because like it's an awesome indie game and they're constantly updating it. But they just update the base game. 2 crowns. It's 2 players. There's 2 crowns. You can, and then that's it. And they got like the feudal Japan. They got the Greek. I mean, it's just cool that they just
Stranger Things one was really good.
You can pick the logo and then that's the one you play. I think that one might be separate because it's single. It's not 2 crowns. It's like its own standalone.
All right. Well, no,
we
that
gotta
wasn't
go.
it, but I do have to actually get into there.
Yeah,
I finished rewatching the Fallout show on Prime. If anybody here hasn't seen anyone listening hasn't seen the Fallout show, go watch that. It's good. I did not get back into 76. I've kicked that habit. I haven't logged into there in a little bit. I feel like I'm in like Fallout Anonymous.
I was gonna say, proud of you.
Talk about it, and I just don't do it. No, 2 quick games though. Children of Morta was one that
it's
been around
That's
for a while.
old indie.
I played it
It's a good game.
before. It was on sale again, so I just
it's kind of
threw it on again. Like you were talking about
indie,
Hades
dirty,
games.
retro, grungy, like kind of look to it.
It's got pixel graphics. If you got pixel graphics, I'm automatically gonna give you a try.
Player co-op game too.
Yeah, and you just like Hades, like you're going around a procedurally generated map, trying to get through levels and discover stuff, and you're getting random upgrades every time you go through it. Playing different family members, and then like as you get to a certain level with each family member, they get something that helps all the family members, so it's makes it fun to go back and play the other one. But each family member is like their own class. They've got specialties and stuff like that, but that one's super good. If you're looking for a good dungeon crawler, that one's fun. And then Hand of Fate 2. I love me some Hand of Fate. That one's a good one where it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a board game, but also a like 3D action kind of game. So like the premise of it is you're sitting there talking to like a fortune teller gypsy kind of person, and they're putting out like almost like a tarot card kind of thing, where they're laying out a board of cards in front of you and you're choosing like which path you want to take through the cards, and then you're doing different encounters that are on each card, and depending on decisions that you make during an encounter, you may unlock new cards that go into your deck. It's kind of like that Tribes game on mobile phones that we talked about before. But like as you do encounters, it'll add, so it's like an RPG a little bit, where it'll add different cards to your deck depending on what decisions you make. So then the next time you play the game, you may unlock those additional cards, but you have to do battles, battles are all like Batman Arkham Asylum kind of combat. You've got your attacks, heavy light attacks, and you've got
That's cool.
your reversals and whatever like that. But
This was on
Hand of
Game
Fate,
Pass, wasn't it? Or no, or just the first
no,
one?
the old one might have been a while ago, but this one they
Yeah.
made a lot of quality of life things. Like you can have a party member with you now, and they show up in all the battles, and they have their own like side deck of cards that you can expand their story on.
Yeah.
So depending on stuff that you're doing in the game, I like those kind of games that change as you go depending on the decisions that you're making, which is fun. So
Baldur's Gate and all that stuff.
yeah. So that one's a fun one. That one was on sale too. So it's good to support your indie developers if you can. Go out and
Absolutely.
buy
Yeah,
a
we're due for
$20 game. We
indie
are.
game roundup for sure. Spotlight
Yeah.
for sure.
Definitely.
Those are always good to do.
All right, I'm good.
Good.
Back
Brandon,
to you.
You good? All right.
I'm good.
I'll take us home, boys. Yeah, that was a good catch up. Lots to catch up on, as always.
A lot of stuff.
But yeah, what do we got? What do we got going on next? I think we're still undecided.
Yeah, I threw some indie
Huckabees?
darlings in there. I got to figure out what kind of mood we're going into with November, but I got a couple in there. But
Say we could
I
just
don't know,
throw
I'm
Unbreakable for the Year of Bruce.
We got Bruce.
Yeah, I was
We
gonna
got one
say,
more Bruce this
yeah,
month.
Year of Bruce, and yeah, something like that might be appropriate, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yep, we got some stuff. Got some stuff in the pipeline.
So much on the list.
And hopefully, I mean, I'm not committing to anything at this moment, but I was telling Dave
Here it
before
comes.
I was telling Dave before the podcast, our good buddy Jake in the Discord. I actually live like 5-10 minutes away from him. And he was giving away all his Wii U stuff for free.
Oh, Jake.
Sweet.
I said I would take it. And so now I have 2 Wii U's. And I'm going to put the one that I got from Jake down in the basement here so that I can use it to stream Wind Waker HD at some point. So at some point, I'm planning for a Wind Waker Wednesdays to happen.
Oh, okay.
I don't know when that's gonna be.
Are they not putting Wind Waker on the Switch? Like,
They
what
have
the fuck?
not.
Nope.
Fucking Nintendo.
What? They're not going to though.
It's like one of the only holdovers from the Wii U that they have not put on the Switch yet. Crazy.
Makes it such a great platform.
That's a good game.
Yep. So
such a great console too.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a special own little darling.
So that's coming at some point. I don't know exactly when, but hopefully it'll be soon. Maybe like I don't know, maybe during like Christmas break or something. I'll boot it up. But I do want to get back into the streams. But it's coming. Don't worry. Been holding it. That I'll wrap us up here. As always, you can follow us on the social medias at Nomads of Fantasy. Join our Discord at the nomadsoffantasy.com/Discord. Nomadsoffantasy.com for all your Nomad needs. Whatmapgame.com. Still up, still going. Dave and I just played it today, so we're getting
still
in
good.
There.
I still love that game. I don't know. It's so simple, so fun.
We made it. What Map Game is something we made.
We did.
And we play it. If you like video games and you like maps that are in video games, you might like that.
Yep, check it out. But with that, as always, safe travels, Nomads.
Peace out.